Okay, we start recording as each session like this. If someone cannot attend, you can look or watch after the video, and it's really interesting to know what happened during the moment, the session. Before to start, as we are near the weekend and the weekend is there, I would like to know what is your energy level towards weekend? Just write in the chat what is your energy level? How do you feel? Which is the mood temperature? Relief, fine. So looking for the weekend, war and ready for it. Okay. 610 number, cannot wait. Clarissa, what is the thing that you cannot wait? Tell us a bit. Resting. Okay, you can speak if you want. Julie, 610. 610, it's quite a range. 6 or 10, where you are? 6. Oh, okay, you need a bit of motivation, maybe, a bit of push. Resting, Clarissa, okay, very good. Vicky, and home, fine. Dorothea, full of energy for the week. Yeah, because you sleep a lot, I guess. No, you will sleep. You can unmute yourself, if you want. I can also read the mouth, but it's quite sometimes difficult.
Sleep. That's true.
Okay. Thank you very much. I feel that there is quite a lot of emotion towards the weekend, and well, we are arriving. Few hours, and we will be there. Few things before we start the, and you both, Dorothea. I'm waiting. I'm waiting the weekend when I will finish this workshop mentoring, and I have another thing after. Then I will die on my bed, I guess, just for 2 hours. Then I will start again. And Richard.
Yeah, I wrote I wrote war, but I wanted to say warm but very ready for the weekend. So I really will enjoy this hour and 15 minutes together. But yeah, then I'm really ready for the weekend.
Okay, nice feelings before to start this mentoring workshop. Before to start, just a few things. Today we will focus on mentoring skills, okay, and we will do another listening exercise as we did the last session plenary. If some of you has not still answer on tempo to write the most comfortable and the most challenging skill, please do it right now, because we will work on that, and it's important to have your opinion. You have still 2, 3, 4 minutes to do it. It's nice to know you're comfortable and you're challenging a skill while speaking on mentoring skills. We will try to close at 16:50 sharp. We will nevertheless to make time after the session, as we said the last time, and the room will be open with us. If you have more questions, if you want to change something, okay, there will be a time. But as we know that some of us, we have to just sharp to finish at 16:50, the session will be closed, but there will be still a space to change and to ask something. And before to start to work on mentoring skills, we would like to hear some feedback about the exercises that you did yesterday. What was your learning on the exercises? Please write in the chat, and I will try to pick one or two just to comment. What was your learning? Wow, to expect the unexpectable. What does it mean, rather, this, to expect the unexpectable? It's, first one, really interesting.
No, it's yeah, it's just to get ready. You know, you go to the session and you have an idea about the session and you think this is how it will go, and then you have surprises. So to be ready for the surprises.
Okay, then you can plan, but then there is other, no?
So to not get destabilized.
Okay, to get centered in yourself. Was fun, still a lot of learn, mainly about the structure of the session. Nice. Casey, better appreciation for the agreements as tool. To be ready to adapt and adjust the most diplomatic way. Don't be afraid of the complicated relationship. Peter, what is the complicated relationship?
Yeah, and in our role play, the mentee was at the beginning had a lot of issues, kind of too much issues. So we did dedicated time to figure out what is actually the issue. But from the first minute, I would say, no, I'm not doing it.
Okay, just to go at concrete, no? Bottom line like this, okay, what is really important for you on all this range of things, which is the important thing to work today? Okay. The fear of not being up to the expectations and needs of mentees. Karima, explain a bit of that. Which is this fear?
But in fact, I was with Peter yesterday, so I think it is a bit the similar feeling than what Peter has just expressed. Yeah, my fear will be that sometimes we may have some situation, very difficult situation, mentee not feeling very well. I am just afraid to not be enough strong and to not be enough, I will say, inventive to help the mentee. This is the kind of things that I may be. This is my fear, in fact.
Yeah, we will work on that next week. Next week will appear again this fear and this to meet the expectations of the mentee and feel that we are able to help the person that is in front of us. Okay. Cool, Karima. Okay, no, the difficulty of thinking of the wall and not in my role as mentor. Okay, the fact that it just was the role playing, but still how nervous you can be and learning to be more self-confident. Okay, the self-confidence again. Very good. Took many ideas from my team. We had a great conversation in general. Well, it's a moment where you can, even it's not real and it's a role playing. Okay, we can play somehow, and we put ourselves in the position, in the role of mentor, and say, well, this is my fear. Oh, I expect one thing and it was really different. What can I do? She told me, or he told me a lot of things, which is the important one. It means that it's like you practice the real, because in reality, when you have a mentee, it's like this. It's not different, it's like this. But if you have experimented it before, it helps you to understand yourself, not to say, okay, I know this fear, I know this moment. Okay, there are one more, and we came with many questions. Was good to feel free to share. Okay. This feeling also, this be natural also with the mentee. There is nothing to how do you say it? Yeah, there is nothing to be afraid on that. As natural as you are, more natural will be the relationship. Well, okay. Then Richard, we start.
Yeah, I'm making the groups.
Okay,
I'll try to do my best.
I will share slightly this. Okay, you see the slide? Yeah, I guess yes. These are the skills for the MECEF mentor, okay, that we put you also in Tembo. There can be a lot of key skills for a mentor, but MECEF choose these skills, okay? Goal clarity, rapport building, showing respect, openness, empathy, active listening, powerful questioning, ability to give, receive feedback, and championing. There are the skills that we feel that a MECEF mentor has to have or to act with these skills. We will do a first exercise. Richard is doing the groups. On Tembo, we ask you for the 9 mentoring skill, which skill we feel most at ease and comfortable with. No, it's the skill that you feel that in yourself is a strength. We will send you in breakout rooms with others that choose the same skill. Of course, there is not a mathematic 3 people, 3 people, 3 people, 3 people. Then it can be that some of you will be mixed with someone that has chosen a different skill than yours, but just communicate this and be on the same ground when you start. No, it's that there are not perfect numbers. It can be that you are in a group with people that choose another skill. The breakout room will be for 5 minutes discussion. And what you need to discuss about is, what does this mean for you as a mentor? What does this mean, this skill for you as a mentor? Okay. And please appoint one person in the group that will be the spokesperson that has to report back when we come back in plenary. What is one key impact of that skill for the mentoring relationship? If I choose openness, what is the key impact of openness in a mentoring relationship? Are we ready for that? Ready? You can move your fingers. Yeah, thank you. Or your face, or you do something. Move a bit.
All right. So yeah, we had a very scattered field. So of the 9, you choose among you 8 skills where you felt comfortable. So it's very difficult to make the groups. So yeah, when you get into your group, name the skill that you've put on Tembo. Some of you have not put it on Tembo, so you're randomly assigned. But anyway, good to have a discussion. So if you have more than one skill, then just explain, have the discussion about that. And then still one person can give a quick feedback of when you have more than one skill to get back to. So we'll see you in 5 minutes.
Okay, we are all coming back, it seems. Okay, what did I think it was a nice exercise. It's short, but it's always like this. We will do a bit of feedback on the plenary. On group one, it was the group of Clarissa. Who was the spokesperson? Clarissa.
Clarissa.
Okay, Clarissa. Then which was the skill?
The skill was clarity, goal clarity for 2 of the members, and then showing respect for the 3rd member, for Nicole.
Okay,
For me and Pablo was goal clarity. We said that what does this mean for us as mentor?
Wait, Clarissa, just answer what is the key impact of that skill for the mentoring relationship?
We said, what did we say? A key impact. What did we say? Because I was, wait.
For showing respect, we say that it's a way to build trust.
Okay, a way to build trust, showing respect. This
is
impact.
Yeah.
And for clarity?
For clarity, we said that is making the relationship meaningful from the beginning, because there is clarity, because there are the things set from the beginning, so this makes the relationship meaningful.
Okay, there is a moment where there are clarity for both mentor and mentee, and this helps to structure the mentoring relationship.
Yes.
Okay, nice. Richard, if you want to add something, just...
No, go ahead.
The group 2, it was the group of Julie. Who is the spokesperson?
In a very diplomatic way, it's me.
Wow.
Dorothy is laughing, but we miss Elodie, so she can't understand the joke. Anyway, so our we work on the empathy.
Okay.
And we say that to put yourself in others' shoes, to understand what the others feels, in order to be able to accompany him or her. This allows the mentee to feel more comfortable and supported. and foster a peer-to-peer relationship by allowing the mentee to feel confident knowing that the mentor understands her and he and has the experience the same issues and challenges on his previous life.
There's then a key impact on of the empathy is.
But the key impact is from the mentor side or the mentee side?
For the mentoring relationship, if the mentor shows empathy to the mentee, which is the key impact, know what happens in the mentoring relationship?
It's the key impact is the capacity from the mentor to accompany the mentee, because the mentee feels comfortable that he's in front of a peer.
Okay, there is a comfortable relationship.
Yeah.
There is an understanding, a general understanding between, is a feeling, no? There is a feeling of understanding, is a kind of dance, if you want. You dance together.
Exactly. Thank you for that, Edith.
You're welcome. Okay, thank you, Julie. And group 3 is what it was the group of Ali, who is the spokesperson. Dorothée, okay. Yeah. Which is the skill, Dorothée?
So we were 4. We had 3 skills: showing respect, openness, and ability to then receive feedback with 2 people with openness.
Okay, the key impact of all of these three nice skills.
First of all, to make someone comfortable. Then there were also this notion of if we are open, we will allow the other person to be open. And it will, so the conclusion will be like a safe feelings in the relationship. And if you, so the other person will also show them herself or himself. Like it will be more a trust relationship. Trust came for the 3 notions. Ali said something very nice: balance empowered. It's like a balanced empowerment, like you give and you receive. And for another skill, another notion, it was equality and interlink, and the fact that we are all together, and also the notion to show herself more human. That's it.
Yeah, really nice. All the things that you say, it's like a bit of mirroring, no? If I am like this, the other will receive this and will do it at the same time and give to me. It's an interrelationship, no? There is a give and receive continuously. I show empathy, there is empathy. I show respect, there is showing respect.
Yeah, and it was as well, like Julie said, this. I don't remember. Oh,
yeah, openness is also that you show, hey, I've been there, and you kind of normalize the situation for your mentees, like, and it's really opening up for your mentee, and it's really also building a trust. And saying,
yeah, and the fact that it's a peer relationship, Karima, come on, it's a peer relationship that you are at the same level, equality and peer support.
Equal level.
Really nice, really nice. Because the mentor in a relationship learn a lot of things also. It's not just to give, you receive a lot of new things. And thank you, Dorothée. The group 4, it was with Casey, who is the spokesperson.
So through confusion, I am the spokesperson.
Okay.
So we talked about active listening, and I hadn't chosen it before, the other 2 had, but I was happy that I was in this group because I would have chosen active listening. And what we said, the kind of the main impact, and tell me if you want to add anything, Vicky and Casey. So what we said was basically it makes you feel heard. No, so it creates a feeling of kind of a safe space, and it becomes more personal. And we also talked about how it really interlinks with building a rapport and being able to ask questions that are very direct, and also with the part of openness. So the active listening kind of is interlinked with these others.
Yeah. No, very beautiful the way you put that, because to have your mentee, somebody to really as really dedicated time for them. That already alone is already a great value for your mentee, that you're really there, that you're really listening to what the person has to say. So yeah, okay, cool.
And this creation of safe space that is really nice in the relationship allows a lot of things. Well, thank you, Nina. Group 5 with Julia, who is the spokesperson.
Me, yeah.
Marie, okay. Which is the key impact? Which is the skill first and then the key impact?
There were three. There were three, but we chose only one. It was championing.
Okay.
And so we chose one key impact of this skill is to improve the self-confidence of the mentee.
Okay, the key impact of championing is to improve the self-confidence of the mentee.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, really powerful.
Yeah, and championing is really when you feel that your mentee just need to let that little push. It's a bit controversial in the sense that, hey, the agenda for the mentoring is not from you as the mentor, but that if you really feel, I can do that, and I can have that conversation with that difficult person in my team. And then, you champion by not sort of like give an order, but you champion by say, well, the way you just explained to me, if you do it the way you just explained it to me, you're going to be fine. It's going to be fine. You give that comfort.
Pushing to use his strengths. He knows, and he just needs the small, gentle, like, go ahead. I'm here. I take your hand. Jump. I'm here.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Ooh. Really nice. Quite a lot of things. Now we will do the same, but with the most challenging skill. Okay, this was the easy part, the skill that I feel comfortable with. The second round will be with the most challenging skill. We will do more or less the same. I'm just copying in the chat the instructions. Okay. Richard will send you again in a breakout rooms with the same people that has chosen more or less the same skill, the challenging skill. You will talk about what does this mean for you as a mentor to have this challenging skill, okay? But we will do two different things. We appoint always a spokesperson, a person that will report in a group, report back, telling the same. What is the one key impact of the potentially underusing that skill for the mentoring relationship? Okay, what happens if we don't use this skill in the mentoring relationship? A potential underusing. But the new thing is that all of you need to find a mime or a movement with hands, with your head, with your body, if you feel that that shows you most challenging skill. Okay, that shows this skill. All the group has to agree on that.
So if you would have listening, which you didn't choose, so you don't have that one, you can do something like this. But we leave it to your creativity and make it as fun as possible within your group. And we tell you when there is 1 minute left, what are you going to do if you're 3 or 4 in a group? Well, how you're going to act out the skill that is most challenging for you. All right, are you ready to go? Okay, have
5 minutes again?
Yeah, this time is 5 minutes. Okay, I think we are all there.
Yes, we are.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's see the feedback on this second round. Group 1, it was the group of Casey. Who is the spokesperson?
Peter,
okay, yes. Peter. Then which is the one key impact of the potentially underusing? Which is the skill first?
Okay, the skill is goal clarity. So if underusing of the skills, it can lead us to have really nice coffee chats all the time with our mentee. and we talk about movies, about the weather, about the projects, but nothing will happen. We'll have a good time. So the key impact of this Go Clarity is really to follow the mutual agreement that we set up in the beginning. So which are the goals there and how to reach those goals, and actually to verify all the time if you're on the right track. For sure we can adapt, but if we don't do that, we're gonna be lost in the nice conversations. So actually we really need to reach the objectives and the goal that we both agree, me as a mentor and the mentee together.
Well, really clear, Peter. I think you get the image. Who is in the group with Peter?
It was Marie.
Okay.
And Julie. And
I
Casey.
say 1, 2, 3, and you need to mime the skill. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
We don't see anything.
Goal clarity, not goal clarity.
All right, excellent.
Thank you. Perfect. Okay, group 2, it was the group of Ali. Who is the spokesperson?
Me, Clarissa.
Clarissa.
We said that the key impact would be like basically not reaching the objective, no? The
Which
failure of-
is the skill? Sorry.
Sorry. It was powerful questions.
Okay.
We said that it's basically not reaching the objective and maybe the failure of the whole process, because the mentee will not be getting answers because there will be lack of clarity, there might be confusion, and we will be like cutting the possibilities of the process, no? Enable the person to find their own solutions.
Yeah, powerful questions enable people to discover new perspectives and new things. Then it's important to use it for the reason. Yeah, you are really right. Who was in the team with Clarissa?
Ali and Hada.
Okay, the same. I say 1, 2, 3, and you need to mime the skill. 1, 2, 3.
Like we don't know what to ask.
Wonderful. Shows
Really
a lot of
wonderful.
power.
Nice, really nice. You will remember after that, after this mentoring workshop, the things like this. Okay. The group 3 was the group with Anna, who is the spokesperson.
It's Anna.
Perfect. Well.
So for us, it was the same skill. It was also powerful questioning. We actually answered 2 questions. One was the impact of underusing it, where we said that sometimes if you don't ask the right question on the right time, the mentee might miss the push that he needs to move forward. So it's a little bit to miss the opportunity.
Yeah.
And then we also discussed the problem of misusing it, because if we also ask lots of questions that are not the right questions that are needed to ask, the mentee might feel a bit harassed, like, why are you asking me all of these things? It feels more like a questioning than a conversation.
Okay. I think in this underusing or misusing, it's like isn't a relationship that is a mirror. You will realize that, or maybe the mentee will tell you also, or will give you feedback about that. No, which questions are you asking me? I don't know. There are a lot of little signs that can show you the underusing or misusing of the powerful questioning. And which is the mime who is in the group? Anna and who else? Karima and Dorothée. Well, okay.
Dorothée and Karima.
1, 2, 3.
Oops.
Good power.
This one and this one and the other. Okay. We at the end of the exercise we will do all the mimes at the same time. Okay.
We had 2 groups of powerful questions, so 6. So we put them in 2 groups of 3. So you had some time to discuss. Yeah, powerful question. Yeah, questioning is mentoring is a verbal exercise. So it is super important. And we understand it's challenging, but it comes with practicing. So that is a consolation, and you will practice next week, and then we'll also give you feedback. You give each other feedback as observer. And you will learn as you go. They powerful questions often open with what, how, so that it's really to open up people to reflect.
Yeah. Okay, group 4, it was the group of Julia, who is the spokesperson.
Hi, it's me. So ours we had was giving and receiving feedback. And for the question of what would be the key impact of underusing it, we talked about that if you don't give or receive feedback, you don't really address the problem efficiently, either in the relationship or for the mentee what the real issue is. And also maybe somehow you're hiding from the relationship because you're only giving certain things and trying to be as nice as possible, but not giving the critical feedback. And that could lead to destroying also the trust because the person feels like that you're withholding information.
Yeah. And that's also what you do in your agreement with your mentee. You say, hey, can I give honest feedback to you? Because that's what's so, hopefully your mentee says that they are okay. And don't forget that feedback is also the positive feedback, because there is a lot of value for your mentee on positive feedback, because then your mentee knows, this I have, so I can concentrate on areas where I need to improve myself.
Okay, I do always that 1, 2, 3, and you need to mime. Are you ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Nice. Okay, thank you, Lily. And group 5, it was the group of Nina, who is the spokesperson.
I am the spokesperson.
Okay.
Actually, we started, it was championing, but two of us, it was Pablo and Nina. Pablo was championing. Me and Nina was powerful questioning. So we don't have anything to add because the other two groups, I think more or less they covered. It's the boundaries, what we said. Sometimes if you don't know the other person, you might cross the boundaries about questioning, but more or less it's what the other group said. So about championing, although the three of us, we can, motivate the other person and, have, we are good in motivating people in general. We are not, we don't have that cheerleading thing, like, well done, go ahead, like things like that. We don't have that, but more or less this is it.
Okay. It is it's actually a very powerful skill as a mentor. One thing you say, don't become a cheerleader. I'm fully with you. We always say it needs to be genuine. And that you do a little bit, you use a bit your intuition. So it's really when your mentee needs a bit that push, like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go to that horrible person of the Ministry of Health, and then you just help them by saying, well, we talked about this now in our mentoring for 20 minutes. This is really bothering you. The way we discussed in our mentoring, the way you're gonna do it, you're gonna be fine. Yeah. So this is just an example where I could think that I possibly would say that to somebody without being a cheerleader. If you do it the way you say, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think that the really nice thing is that be genuine on that. For me, it was one of the most challenging skills, championing. And as most as genuine I am, is better for the mentee. It's amazing how it opens the other person, how the other person receive it and say, wow, thank you. It's amazing. If you are genuine, it's in with your words, without cheating, as you said, no? It's amazing, because we as people, we understand that there is something powerful on the other hand. And just when we achieve to tell them, it's really open doors. Okay, the group 5, 1, 2, 3, and you mime. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, okay, really nice. Someone remember all the mimes? Yes, Peter say yes. Peter, okay. 1, 2, 3. The first was this one. The second, Ali, which was? The third? Which was the third? Maybe. The fourth, that with Julia and Lily. And the last one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. Richard.
Yeah. Give me a second. Yes, so the next is another listening exercise, a bit similar to what you did on Wednesday, but this one is a little bit calmer. You're going to be in a breakout group only twice. So sorry for the rush on Wednesday, but this one will be a little bit more quiet. So again, there will be a person A and a person B. So this time the person A is the one with the most colorful shirt. So person B is obviously the one with the most boring shirt. So once you get into your breakout room, decide who's A and B. Don't argue too long, just choose. So you remain person A and B for both rounds. So for round 1, here are the instructions. So if you are A, which you will decide which you will decide once you get into your room. Person A, you talk for 2 minutes, a bit similar to what before, something important in your life, anything, a book, a video, a person, a situation. Person A, 2 minutes, just talk for something important in your life that you can talk about for 2 minutes. Person B, you just listen. You don't say anything, just listen. Then after 2 minutes, you see a message on the screen that your time is up. And then we'll ask you to switch off the video, but keep your microphone on. And that is because we give you 4 times a question. So keep watching then the screen. Even though you muted your screen, you see a broadcast, we call it. You see a question in the screen for person B to tell to person A. So the listener tells, but you'll see the question. So remember who you are, A or B. And then we give you some time to answer. So you tell to your person B tells to person A what is the answer. And then we'll say in the screen again for person A to say whether that was correct or not. So 4 questions, and then you get the question, was it correct or not? And then we'll get you back and get you instructions for the second round. So now when you get into your breakout room, quickly confirm who's A and B. And A, you speak for 2 minutes. What is important? What is something important in your life? Is that okay? Okay.
Sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
So the second phase, so the B has to ask the question that he or she will see on the screen, and the A will need to answer them. Yeah.
No. Person B, I'll give you a question.
No.
You tell to person A, and then we'll ask person A whether it was correct or not. But you see it all the time on the screen.
Ah, okay. Thanks.
Okay. Can I send you off, Nicole?
Not very clear. No, sorry. Sorry,
So
it's
person
not
A,
very clear.
talk for 2
me.
minutes. Something important in your life.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Elisenda,
Yeah.
you can type it in the chat.
Yes.
So person A, talk for 2 minutes. Person B, you just listen. And then you get a question,
Yeah.
but I will write it in the screen. Stop your video, but keep your microphone on. Person B gets a question and tells it to person A, and then we'll again write on the screen, person A, tell if that's correct or not. You will be led through, don't worry.
Okay.
Okay, have fun. If you're all back.
Hey.
So quickly write in the chat, if you are person A, how well did your person B do? How well did your person B do by answering the questions? Person A talked for 2. Listen, stop video, answer the question.
Perfectly, very well. Nicole did very good.
3 out of 4, 95 out of 90. Not bad, 3 out of 4. Wow, some good listening here. 10 for 10. You're good. All right, we do a second round. So same group, but now the instructions are different. So now person B, you talk for 2 minutes, but a different instruction here. So you tell person A about someone you found difficult to manage.
Mm.
So somebody you find or found difficult to manage. And A, you just listen. So 2 minutes. And then you get, again, some questions for, in this case, for person A. But later you don't need to say whether it's correct or not. So the only 4 questions are there because the questions will be a little bit different. All right, are you ready? So
Okay.
somebody you find difficult to manage, speak for 2 minutes. And then the listener, in this case, person A, gets 4 times a question. All right, go ahead.
Now, I will not remember the color of the of the wall.
All right, everybody is back, more or less, yes. So again, now for persons A to write, how well did your person B do? How were their level 3 skills? How were their level 3 skills?
Person A or person B?
So person, person A. How well did your person A do? And how good were their listening?
Very perceptive.
It's to make sure that we are following.
Yeah.
Casey
Quite well,
rocks.
very difficult. Casey rocks. Very perceptive. 3 on 3. Very listening. Had the understanding of the context and the situation. All right, some great listening happening here. So yeah, we tricked you a little bit as if you had to do more like the body language kind of thing or what you see around. And now we really tapped into your level 3 skills where we really wanted you to say, hey, what's not being said? But yeah, looking at the comments, you apparently did very, very well. All right. So your level 3 listening skills, yeah, we really try to tap into that. Okay, so we're coming almost to a close. We have a number of comments and then we allow the space for Q&A. And if you need to go, then just go. So Lisenda, we have a few comments.
Yeah, just to say you congratulations, because in 2 minutes, you reach a level of active listening that is, wow, quite good. 2 minutes, you can imagine in 30 minutes in a meeting, mentorship, relationship, what you can do. If in 2 minutes you reach this, it is championing. Okay, just some comments before we leave, and we make a space for the Q&A. Next week we will meet every day at 3 p.m. Okay, 3 o'clock. As much o'clock you are, better it is. On Tuesday and Thursday we will practice. You will do practice in groups of 3. On Tuesday we will ask you to record the practice. Why? Because we will give you written feedback. Okay, we will look this recording and we will provide you written feedback about what we see. Okay, in this mentoring relationship. We will make available the self-study for Monday, okay, on Tembo. It's 30 minutes reading, viewing about psychosocial issues in mentoring. And why we do like this? Because you have the weekend and more time maybe to look. And it will be also available, the self-study and materials, for the next week, Wednesday, okay? You will find on Tembo open and access to these materials. On Wednesday, it will be for cross culture, okay, a session across culture on mentoring. Before we start the weekend, also we would like to get some feedback from you. How has been this first week in this mentoring workshop? Okay, there is a form on Tembo. It's anonymous, and please fill this out because it's really important to get your feedback as we give and receive feedback. This is one of nice skill. And before we leave and before we give a space to this Q&A, maybe someone has to leave. And it will be nice that all of us, we unmute, okay? And we need to say together, we will see if we realize it, that nice weekend, okay? I can say 1, 2, 3, and like this we see the delays on connection. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Nice weekend.
Nice week.
Yeah.
We see this delay of Anna that she's 2 seconds after us. Nice. Well, there is now, if someone has to leave and someone is selling yet merci and bye-bye, it's okay, fair enough, it's time, and we just get out a bit of running of the time. But if you have questions, this is the space. You can ask, we make ourselves available.
Yeah, Pablo, you had a few questions.
And also Ali, maybe there, yeah. Ali, then Pablo said no.
Oh, no, it was Ali, sorry.
Ali, go.
Thank you. Well, I have a bunch of them, but I'll just go one and then maybe a full round and then I'll go to the next one. When I was going through the homework, there was like, there is these steps like, venting and, discussion and then the development of the competencies. And when it talks about the competencies, it is very by default, it addresses to the dictionary of the competency. Does it mean that, when you start the meeting, do you have to open the dictionary of competency and check one by one? These are the standard competencies in your level, in your position. Which one do you want to develop? This is the definition for each one. Does it really mean literally doing that, or is it more like a random discussion and later checking in and making sure that you're still on board with those definitions and those levels?
All right. Yeah, no, very good question. What a mentee does is a mentee is filling in the self-assessment. And that has been a bit the background of the mentoring on, hey, these are the competencies that somebody needs to have for the profile that they're going to be have in the field or in the HQ, wherever it is. So the dictionary of competencies is intersectional. It's agreed by all the sending sections, for example. So somebody fills that out and does a self-assessment for themselves on where I am. So then these are kind of a little bit by default, the goals that the person has identified to work with you on in the mentoring. Good to keep them in mind. So you get the self-assessment of the mentee. So you get them, so you know what the person wants to work on. That doesn't mean that you need to say, hey, shall we work on a certain goal now for the mentoring? What usually is done is that the mentee brings what we call a bit topics. So somebody has been happening in between your mentoring sessions, and they bring that. And then that's a little bit the magic of mentoring, and also by coaching, by the way. By addressing that topic, you kind of implicitly work on their goals. And indeed, what we recommend is not at every session, but when you're a bit further in the mentoring, you have done 4 or 5, that you do a check-in and say, hey, where are we on your goals? And do we specifically need to address them? Or you ask your mentee then to say, hey, maybe you can identify in between our sessions. So before we meet in 2 weeks' time, look a bit at what are the competencies you wanted to work on and whether there is something specific that you want to bring to our mentoring. So it's not that you start the mentoring also, okay, now look at communication or look at strategic vision, but you do that really based on, hey, this is what happened to me. Because also what we've been saying is the mentoring is very much ventilation, and then from ventilation there is a reflection, and kind of implicitly you work on the competencies. All right, other questions? Anybody? Or otherwise we'll take Ali's next question.
Dorothee, you have something to say?
Yeah, but Ali can continue with another one and I will go after. Go ahead, Ali.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to take all the time. So really, if there is others have question, I'll let them. Maybe it would be the same question from them. But okay, I'm going with the second one, and then I'll give again the space. It is generally from day 1 up to now, when I also like check the videos and read the documents, and also what I hear here, mostly the topic and the debate is circling around leadership. And I see, I mean, like looking at the dictionary of the competency, it's also most of the, I mean, all the competencies somehow overlap with the leadership, but leadership itself being also a separate, a specific competency in the dictionary of competency. Also, when I hear this so often, it just gives me a feeling that maybe that's the common theme in the field. Maybe most of the mentees are literally starving for this kind of support compared to the other competencies, and this is what I assume. What is my question is that I mean I have the self-assessment from the first day, and that is something optional is for me to score myself. How do I feel as a mentor in these competencies? But what did I go through to be kind of a qualified mentor specifically on this topic? Like, what makes me to be a good leader, to be able to help someone in the field to coach, to mentor their leadership styles? I mean, I didn't do a test before joining this course. I don't think someone secretly stole my file from the HR. I hope not. So, what is is there some sessions that we are going to learn about how to be a good leader to actually then transfer this leadership skills? I'm just talking about myself in terms of leadership now.
Okay, Marie, you wanted to add something here?
Yeah, I wanted maybe to give an answer. I think for me, if you are here, I mean, as what happened here with OCP, you expressed the will to be it, and you had a discussion with your mentor program, and you already worked a little bit of self-assessment. So I think if this person would have thought that you don't have the key competencies to help someone, maybe you wouldn't have been invited in this in the group and to attend yet. I think it was already they didn't interview you or they didn't steal your information, but I think when you express and when you talk, the person must have evaluated and say, yeah, okay, he can go for the training. That's my point of view.
And at the and at the same time, it's a peer relationship, no? In the sense that you are peers at the end. It's not a power, a hierarchic relationship. It means that you have not all the answers, and it's not needed that you have the answer. It's needed that you provoke to have the answer in the mentee. This is the ability, no? It's not that you have to be a super leader to permit that the other become a leader. But it's your ability to ask to the mentee to find their own solution in leadership. And this solution will be the right solution for the mentee. This is the idea. I always, when I have a mentee, I feel in a peer relationship, as we are friends, if you want. And the mentee tell me something, and I will try to elaborate and say, yes, but you realize, how do you feel if you do that? And it's the mentee who is speaking, it's not me. It's not me explaining my ideas. I try that the mentee speak by themselves. This is the idea.
And also I wanted to say that, Marie, you perfectly well worded it. You've been probably some of you have been approached by your mentoring program, and there has been a check for the profile. So there is, each mentoring program does that slightly different. But usually there's, if you're from ops, like you're a mentor for PC or head of mission, there has been a check with operations. Hey, this one wants to be a mentor. So there are some criteria of your experience. And also, that means you're comfortable enough. And then indeed, to echo what Ali was saying, yes, mentoring is less helpful for things like procedures or security management, if you talk about the head of mission. So a lot of what I see a lot with my mentees when they come, it's often about team issues, and it's about the leader they want to be. And I'm championing you now. Genuinely, you're going to be fine with that. You're going to be fine with that. You have the experience, you've been there. And again, as Elisenda is saying, create that peer level and ask powerful, open questions and work on your mentee to reflect, and then they will find their own answers.
Dorothea.
I think if I can link with what I think and what I feel is it's always difficult. I mean, we start to be able in MSF to evaluate what is good leadership and how we want leadership to be done, and maybe we don't really know ourselves if we are good enough, and we don't really know why we are good. So sometimes it's difficult if we don't know how to. Me personally, I don't know if I am good or not. And when they proposed me to be a mentor, I was like, well, why? Mm-hmm. I don't see the point. And it's very difficult. And when I see other companies that they have really like a training to be a leadership and to really lead a team, and that is not existing in MSF. It's coming with the experience and how you grow and who you meet, basically. That's why the mentoring is very nice, because it's also who you meet and who is helping you to grow in this. But there is nothing like strongly defined. That's why maybe we don't really know where we are. Yeah,
there are, of course. There are leadership trainings, and you a mentor, you're not responsible for all the leadership that somebody does. Somebody has a line manager, so we always say the mentor is an additional support. And by having the experience and making that time available for a mentoring session, we recommend one session every 2 weeks, more or less. That's my experience. You can do it more often. You decide that together with your mentee. But what my experience is, one time every 2 weeks for, say, about an hour. You have that dedicated time. You use your powerful questions. You let the person reflect. You bring your experience. That is of, very much value for your mentee.
And try not to put yourself in the axe of good or bad. I am good or I am bad doing something, no? The mindset is the thing that I will say or tell to the mentee is useful for the mentee or is not useful. This is the thing, not is bad or is good. If you change this level, no, you are in a peer relationship, the things that you ask to the mentee is because you feel that will be useful for the mentee. This is the thing. It's not that if it's bad or it's good. It's not a matter of value in this moment. No, it's useful or it's not useful. And when you say something, it's because you feel that it's really useful. And then the mentee can say, no, this is not useful for me. Okay, next.
Yeah.
And you continue.
And the mentee anyway will walk out of the mentoring conversation that you had, to walk out of the session and do what they need to do in their leadership role. All right, other questions from anybody or, yeah, Dorothea.
Yeah, just to share my nightmare. I have been thinking about what you explained, that we should make it clear with the mentees that whatever we're going to say, she or he cannot use it in a meeting saying, oh, my mentor advises. And I had a nightmare calling by the cell saying, oh, what did you advise? This is not a good advice. And I was like, no, it's not me. So, but anyway, you just traumatized me. That's okay.
No, but the idea about that is that your mentee should not hide behind the relationship.
Sure, but I didn't think about this. And
of
then
course,
when
whatever you discuss, they will use.
Yeah.
So if the discussion has been, and even if there has been an advice from you, we always say, let them find their own solutions first. Sharing of experience comes next, but with the condition, hey, is this useful for you? Based on my experience, what are you going to do? Or what is useful for you? Or if you do advice, you can say, hey, yeah, I could have a piece of advice for you. Check in with your mentee. Is this useful for you? Yes or no? Or how specifically will you apply it in your context? Because your context for your mentee will be different. And that's the moment where you create the ownership. Even when you gave an advice, then there is ownership for the person. And then I think the person should not go to the cell and say, yes, my mentor, very experienced, Dorothy, she's very experienced.
Her phone number is...
Yeah, name, surname.
But your mentee doesn't want that. My mentees don't want that. They don't want to go and say, hey, my mentor said that. No, they want to come out of the conversation and say, now this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that's true. During the group yesterday, we have raised the question and we couldn't find, we did not feel comfortable with what is written in the document. The title is Our Mutual Agreement. And there is something like text from the digital logbook. And it said, you will discuss and agree on the context of the relationship, logistics, how I like to be challenged. And this is like super stressful because I don't want to be challenged. So don't ask me how people want to be challenged. How can you explain it in another way? Or can you help us to understand it, please?
Well, the idea is that you agree with your mentee a little bit. How is the mentor you want to be? So how are you about challenging? So basically you discuss for the mutual agreement, can I challenge you, yes or no? Or do you want me to be very kind with you? Or if you do a long story that you can say, okay, now you've been talking about that shitty boss that you have. You told that 5 minutes now. Hey, Dorothy, I'm challenging you here now as your mentor. Go talk to your boss tomorrow at 9 o'clock. What do you say? This is a very heavy challenge. Or your mentee can say, well, you can challenge, but be with me and be calm. So then I would maybe say, oh, Dorothea, you know, I'm going to say something challenging here. You're talking about 20 minutes now about that horrible boss. You want to talk with me now about what you're going to do about it? So you agree a bit with your mentee on how you can be useful for your mentee.
Yeah, and I guess 99% of the mentees will never tell you, I don't want to be challenged. Because when you tell to someone, how can I challenge you? Or do you like that I challenge you during the mentorship? 99% will say, yes, well, but not in an aggressive way, yeah? And you say, okay, in which way I can challenge you, no? How it's the way that is useful for you, that you can receive well. And people, as is a relationship, and it's really in a genuity, no? It's really nice that you agree on that, and you see then if there is, as Richard say, if there is something important and you need to tell this because it's useful for the mentee, you say, hey, I will challenge you now because I cannot avoid this part. I'm sorry. And yeah, if you put a bit of humor and these kind of things, and it works.
Okay. Other questions from anybody? Ali, you had some more?
Two, Ali, and my countdown is still two from for Ali.
I will ignore the last one and I'll just stick to I'll make this one last one. This is really specific and technical. Where is it? Yeah, one of the questions in the exercise from the last night or this morning I was doing was, I even forgot the question, but it was about breaching the confidentiality, and one of the answers, which I kind of feel that it's not, I mean, it's my perspective that is not correct, but it was the only one that looked correct among the three options, was like, you can breach the confidentiality if you feel that there is an abuse of power, but your mentee is not going to speak out about it. I think that I feel that a bit of a definition is missing there, because if my mentee doesn't feel comfortable sharing it, and I want to share on behalf of him or her, I think the definition should be like, I should still keep him or her away from it. But the way I read it is like, yeah, he doesn't feel like it, I'll go tell the Garek or whomever, like, this is my mentee, he's working in this project, and there is this and that person involved, and I'm sharing this, I'm not keeping this anymore confidential. And that's how I felt, but I don't know what is the correct way of actually doing it.
Yeah, maybe it's a bit wording. We're coming back also to breaching of confidentiality. That's the topic of Monday, so we will be more on that. But yeah, what was meant to say, if somebody is really, if in case, and these are very rare cases, but if your mentee would be under an abuse of power, or somebody around your mentee, and the mentee doesn't say, yeah, but you know, I let it go. But if it's a really abuse of power, then you need to act. So that was meant to say here. Of course, you do that not by hurting the mentee, and there are the ways to go about it. You talk to your mentoring program manager. You can confidentiality go to the psychosocial unit, but if there is really that kind of type of abuse of power, then you would have to breach confidentiality. Or when the life of health of your mentee is at stake, then you would breach confidentiality. These are very rare cases, by the way.
I totally agree. I mean, like, I think now I'm only relating to one example that I have had in the past several years, that it was really specific, and it was really specific to even to the culture of the person who was being harassed. And it was like a huge cultural thing. And if anything would go wrong, he would, in his community, he would have the worst, terrible nightmares and everything. He would be even like kicked out of his community. And that's why he really wanted to keep it down. But like keeping it down, he really suffered. I could see that. And I could understand why he's also keeping it hidden. So when I was reading that question, I was immediately only thinking to that.
Okay, yeah.
How many of those are there is also, yeah, it's very rare. But I think also depends how you like reacting also, because again, thinking of the situation of that individual, I think it really matters how we react on that.
Yeah, no, but that's what you definitely then take in consideration as a mentor. And what is great about the situation that you explain, and if you get there with your mentee, then you talk about that, hey, would you act or not, and what is the impact on the person? We'll get to it on Monday, but then you really, if you're in such a situation, there you really need to get help. So then you check in with the mentoring program manager, or checking in with the psychosocial unit. All right, and your last question, Ali?
Peter, if not.
I got just one, could be simple question. Okay, how do you define the end of relationship?
Okay, Well, the mentoring is offered in principle for the duration of the mission. That, of course, can be a little bit different if you would be mentoring a national staff who assumes a new position for mentoring, for which mentoring is offered, or when you're in an HQ position. We leave it to the mentor and the mentee, really. When the mentoring program started, it was for first-time coordinators, and then it was very often, and I did a lot of those, certainly when I started the mentoring, they were for the duration of the mentoring. But you'll notice together with your mentee, hey, do we continue or not? We usually recommend, hey, don't close it too quickly, because there are different ways you can do. I gave already the example on what has a bit been our experience is once every 2 weeks works well. People are very, very busy. They have, again, you're an additional support. But sometimes I've been mentoring people that I really met every week in the beginning. Then we move to once every 2 weeks. Then also your mentee might be getting in an R&R situation. So maybe when the person goes 2 weeks on R&R, your next meeting is a month away because there need to be time to move on and to have new topics for discussion. And then there comes a point where you would say, yeah, maybe we're a bit done. You feel that your mentee is standing on his or her own feet. And yeah, and then you decide together to close. So it's very much up to you together with your mentee to close. A little bit linked to what Ali said about the competencies. Do a check-in. Hey, we wanted to work on those competencies. Maybe you have also, there will also be a midterm anyway. So midterm, you give feedback. Do a check-in. Hey, initially we wanted to work on those competencies. I always say as a joke, team issues with teams or teams with bosses, they always come out. So probably that's a competency you add anyway. But then do a check-in before you really close. Hey, have we covered all your competencies, or is there something else? And what I've been doing, what I really like, is sometimes where we felt, there's not so much juice anymore in our mentoring relationship. When it was towards the end of my mentee's mission, when we came to the 9 months or the 12 months, I've been saying, hey, what do you want to leave behind? Or not that it's really your role, but hey, do you want to use me as your mentor on what's next for you? What has been the learning from your mission? And what do you want for your next mission? Do you still want to be a PC, or maybe you want to do something different? So I did a lot of PCs and had a mission. But yeah, short answer, you decide together.
Thanks.
All right, other questions? Okay, then we wish you a very nice weekend, and then we'll see you on Monday at 3 p.m.
Thank you.
Nice weekend.
Have a nice weekend.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.